DIY.
I don't want to spend too much because I feel like we kind of talked about this through Screwface situation, but do you guys feel like, I'm going to say it specifically so you guys don't have to, January 23rd or 22nd, obviously there was a video, that a Discord video with high, well-known media voice and academics, and without going into specifics, it led to a lot of reactions. I had one of those where I was very angry at what I just heard and saw, and what I saw being excused, what felt like through the streamer universe. And what I've experienced since then is seeing smaller channels, and I hate to use that term, but just what they'll deem as smaller channels getting sniped. I've seen content getting age restricted. Mine's got age restricted. I've seen channels even be threatened to be taken down. What are some of your thoughts? Do you feel like reaction channels in general have been under attack? If so, why? If not, why not?
Yeah, I think they've been under attack. Some of it I understand. Depends on what you mean by attack, though. Like the technicalities have been under attack because I forgot this white guy's name. Is it Osman? He's
Osman Gold.
Osman Gold. Yeah, he took this one guy's video. The guy got like 200,000 views on it. He took his video and reacted to it and got like 2 million. And the guy's video he took that he reacted to, he stopped getting traction on it. So he made this big long video and went viral. It was like 3 months ago on how like reaction channels are like stealing from folks and stuff like that. So I do think it's been taking some backlash from that. But just like we was talking about in Discord, it's like this thing with streamers versus YouTubers now. And I mean, it's high school stuff, man. Like I say it's like a 5-10 year buffer. Stuff you say now, 5 to 10 years from now, you can get, I guess you can say, canceled from it. But me, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, as long as it's like nothing too crazy, I don't know anybody in like comedy or independent content creation that's not super huge without some type of controversy, and that's just my opinion, without some type of canceling type moment. Like, I don't know if y'all know David Lucas. David Lucas is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And like I had a situation similar to this when he went viral, as far as like it was a George Floyd joke.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people knew that I was my friend, and they was like, "Oh, won't you make a reaction video to it?" And it's like, that one was tough because like what he said was pretty bad about George Floyd, but it was just a joke. And he's a friend of mine. And the way I looked at it is, people make mistakes. I'm not about to drag a friend of mine, just because he made a mistake on there. Because it's like, I've been knowing him before this whole YouTube thing popped off. But yeah, I think just the whole thing with cancellation and the whole thing with reaction videos, it may be rough these next couple years.
I think what it is, honestly, is that, but I think it goes deeper than that. I've been doing reactions for 7 going on 8 years. I might, unless anybody else has been doing reactions longer, I might have been doing just reactions, not videos, reactions longer. And I've noticed what has happened is when I first came into YouTube, it was the whole YouTube rap era. So it was like, right after like KSI and Rice Gum and them like really, and Jake Paul was still rapping and was really taking off. That's kind of when I came in, after them, like right after them. And I noticed when reactions first started, people didn't really take it seriously or respect reactionists and just be like, oh, like you said, people go, oh, they're stealing content, who cares about them? So it was like a put in a corner and didn't really get the respect. And I noticed recently, even with the Drake lawsuits and putting streamers and reactors in there, reactions have been getting taken way more seriously. And I think the industry's starting to see the power that we have collectively, and it's a good and a bad thing. So before, when they didn't even think they needed to allocate resources towards either boosting or silencing us, now they know they do. So that's where what I'm going through now is an allocated, like a planned thing. So it's like they know, and that in the next couple of years it's going to be bad because they are recognizing the power that we all have. Once I saw Drake putting streamers and YouTubers in the lawsuits that said this is like they're recognizing this, which is good because we've been fighting so long for that. But at the same time, they're recognizing us, so it's not always good.
Good point.
Well, the music business is changing in general. Curtis King talks about this all the time. Kurt, you talked about this all the time as far as the music industry is trying to figure it out. You know, without that rap battle, who knows what it would have looked like this past year. And like you said, it's a good thing, but it also comes, it's going to come with some negativity. You know, I kind of play in the middle. You know, I haven't really figured out how to react yet because you guys are so good. I kind of want to make content for people to react to, but I'm kind of trying to figure it out. And I feel like this is a hard time to start because you don't know what can get your channel knocked down or you know what I mean? You don't know what is allowed or not. So I've kind of been trying to, like, I tried to do the J. Cole one today, and then I saw in the chat, everybody was like, yo, mine's got taken down. And I felt that way because it wasn't even posted yet. Like, it wasn't even on like a DSP yet. It was like, you know, the J. Cole song was, when it first released, The Clouds, it was like released on something else that I guess he wanted traction to go that way. But I was listening to it on like a link from like, you know what I mean? So that kind of could get kind of funny when we're rushing to react and this isn't even on all major DSPs yet. So it's like you said, it's a gift and a curse because the right one, yeah, like this is good. He's saying the good things. Let's promote this. Oh, he's saying something we don't like. Let's thumbs this down. You know what I mean? So as the music industry tries to figure out what's going on, we probably, like you said, Screw and Moxie, is probably going to be bad for the next few years. And then with the administration and the people that was at the inauguration, those tech heavy people, you get what I'm saying? They seem like they were on a different side, and we're all talking from a cultural perspective. So yeah, it's gonna get funny.
Everything's tricky right now.
Everything is tricky right now. Justin, you know, and it's funny because you and I have had these conversations where, you know, I've had moments where I'm like, man, Justin, I need you to give me like a one-on-one consultation on how to make these thing pieces, because reaction content sometimes are hit and miss. And, you know, we playing an ad revenue game without a doubt. No matter what we're doing, we're still playing somewhat of an ad revenue game because we spend a lot of time in these spaces. And you know how many times I could just look it up and say, if I looked up the word flagged, I'm pretty sure it's going to be about 16 conversations between me and Justin about, yo, did that video get flagged?
Right. I just asked you about the J. Cole video.
Same thing. I got flagged today for that one. It's doing the views, which is, you know, I've always wondered about that, you know, is it worth the trade-off? And it seems like it is, because as Screwface said, for 7 years,
right,
he himself has found so much success with that. How are you kind of viewing these things, Justin?
I'm relatively new to the reaction space, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, this is probably my first year truthfully doing things that people would describe as reaction. And it was solely a product of this battle moving too fast. I couldn't write a think piece fast enough for, you know, 616 in LA, Buried Alive Freestyle Part 2, Family Matters, Meet the Grams of U4. I couldn't think piece my way that fast, right? So I ended up in the reaction space. I think that, you know, one, from an industry standpoint, the music industry itself, they understand the power of reactors. And not even just because of the lawsuit, just because of the number of different channels that they're willing to allow to use generally copyrighted music, right? That's generally part of the exchange. Even Rob was talking about how OVO reached out to him and said, show the boy some love and we'll give you access to his catalog, right? But if you just take away the battle, you take away Drake and Kendrick. Label's been doing that in general. No Life Shaq just got called out because he liked Drake's album. His audience turned on him because he liked Drake's album. And in his reaction, he said, only thing I've ever done is made a deal with the labels that allows me to use the music. He doesn't get paid directly. He just gets free access to the music so that he can monetize off of it. The label's known the power of collective opinions pushed in a positive direction. Like, they get it, right? I think what's really interesting is between reactors, from what I've seen, or between channels or between journalists or whatever, there's always been kind of this respect of, you know, we'll use you for content, you use me for content. right? Like everyone with it, we're all in the same community, so it tends to be like,
nah, man, you reacted to my channel, man. I want my coin, bro.
well, that's what it's changing into. That's what it's changing into. Like Moxie gave a great example, right? And then you have, okay, well, what happens if what's my man name? Point and shoot. My man Point and Shoot, he be on no jumper ass, dog.
I watch that shit.
You know, Point and Shoot be on him. And like, I like watching Point and Shoot because he catches me up on stuff. Right? I'm not watching no jumper every day, so that is a window through Point and Shoot. Well, now you've got Flacco who flagged a video, and now they're potentially going to a lawsuit. Yeah. That is something that's evolving too, right? You were having now people who are in the same space. I would generally look at these kind of things as professional courtesy, like there's things that are within the profession, inside the profession. Hey, I react to stuff, you react to stuff. It's okay for me to react to you. Well, however it goes, that's just part of how the game goes. But we have people out here now, they're saying, nope, I don't like that. I don't like the way you talked about me personally, within the reactor community. And I think that is probably a bigger danger going forward too, especially as people start scaling, they're making more money doing this. They start getting all the extra business things that come along with it, like lawyers, and then they start saying stuff like, let's go take that channel down because we don't like the way that they're covering us.
Man, it puts it in a situation where you could easily see somebody weaponizing content ID specifically because if you're somebody who's not doing interviews as an artist right now and you're like, I don't want anybody to have, like, pretty much you're trying to control the narrative. Just listen to the music. Don't talk to me. Don't react. Yada, yada, yada. It's really easy to now weaponize that. And it's so unfortunate because, there have been times where I heard a completely negative review of a song and it made me listen to it to see if it was really that bad. And I'm like, oh, this person's tripping. Like, I'm now a fan of this song because of this bad review. Now, I understand how everybody is not always like that, and some things can kind of take you left and right. But it's unfortunate because it's like, this is the promotion I'm sure your label wants. I want to go to Zoe, then I want to go to Therapy on this one. Zoe, how do you kind of navigate this space, bro? Because, it's so many times that if I want to experience something, I ain't told you this, I'm watching your video for the first time before I listen to the actual song or before I watch the actual, video itself. I just see it up there. My timeline is like, nah, Curtis, forget about the official J. Cole account. Just go here. Let's go here. We need our before we have a conversation about, let's go here. And that's kind of been our experience. We are the new TV, but Zoe, how do you kind of maneuver all of this?
I mean, honestly, I can't say I really have like a strategy to it. I kind of just, I go off a whim on what I'm reacting to. I know for a good while I was doing a lot of academics content. And a lot of that was because every day academics was doing academic stuff, and for me, it's like, I picked and choose kind of the things that I reacted to when it came to him. It depended on, how egregious what he was saying was or how foul it was. And for me, it just felt like, I would look around and I feel like nobody else is really like going at him the way I was going at him. Like, and when I say going at him,
those thumbnails will be inside the Louvre. They call it the Louvre. One day when there's a thumbnail full of art, there's going to be thumbnails that show your early utilization of AI art and the way you've developed on the term glaze.
Glaze unit. That's the thing. They all know that one.
You had this man working out at a Krispy Kreme.
Glaze unit.
I said this is a genius use of AI, but continue. I'm sorry.
So I mean, that's how I kind of navigated it. For me, I was like, okay, if I want to get people to kind of like listen to what I'm saying and kind of just understand how corny the stuff he's saying and the things that he looks, I'm gonna make a joke out of it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna throw these different things in there that you can kind of remember. This meme from like 5-10 years ago that you're gonna remember and be like, damn, and it's gonna make you laugh. And then you also gonna see like how ridiculous the stuff that he's saying is. And I will say this though, I mean, I don't know how he views it. I'm pretty sure like he's a guy with like, I'm pretty sure he believes he's bigger than everybody else, right? I don't know how he views it. I don't know how he views it as far as the content, because I know YouTube has this content ID thing where you know somebody is using your content, what percentage they're using, this and that. I'm pretty sure he looks at our content, what I do as a small fry, whatever. But I looked at it sometimes and thought, you know, if he really wanted to, he could take my whole thing down. You know what I mean? He could abuse the system and take everything down. So it's kind of like it's almost like a blessing to be a small channel right now. And that's kind of what shied me away from doing a lot of reactionary content. And I'm kind of moving towards trying to just, you know, bringing in my own thoughts just to kind of stay out of the crosshairs, if you must say.
I want
in
the
a
smoke.
way.
I love being in arguments that I know I can't lose.
Hold on, sir. Hold on. You want this? You lit that microphone up a little bit too fast. What you mean?
No. Like, look, I had been actively avoiding all BJ Suckademics related content or media for as long as I possibly could. But then it just kept it just got to a point where I was like, wait a second, he's saying Drake supplied the women? Wait a second. He called SZA what? Hold on.
Yeah.
He said what to this child? I was like, this has gone too far. It's just gotten to a point where I was like, I can't ignore this, because in my opinion, the content that I create, it's all about like, is it funny? Is it interesting to me personally? And like all the like little shots he's taking, he's glazing Drake. I'm like, okay, whatever. But then once it gets to a point where I'm like, it's undeniable. There's like 100% chance that everybody is against him. I'm like, it's got like, I don't like people that think that they're too big to fail. I don't like people that think they're invincible. I don't like people that think they can get away with anything because of their audience or whatever motion they think that they've created over time. And I think that's what, like, I just got like a pet peeve about stuff like that. I don't like people that think that their actions don't have consequences. So I was like, let me go ahead and get one in real quick. And then he just kept going and he just kept going. And I was like, I got time. If he's got time, I got time. And I want his people to come for me because I have nothing to fear. What are you going to say? No, it was actually cool the way he was talking to that kid. Oh, no, it was actually fine him saying the Drake's a like, we can't lose.
And it's funny you said that because he shared a video and he used my video to like show the high five that Lucian Grange did with Dr. Dre. And I'm like, you put me up on that screen a little bit too long, Playboy. You may not want to do that. The commentary over here is not slanderous. It's very intelligent. And I think that's the thing that I was talking to my buddy today about it. And I want to bring this over to you, Moxie, is that for the first time we're seeing, I shouldn't say the first time, at least in hip hop, it seems like we're seeing it be more, it's happening more often that you're seeing intelligent conversations in front of larger and larger audiences. And we're not the ones on like, traditional TV. We're pulling up on with our cameras and showing up in front of our audiences, and they're here. I'm telling you, it took everything in me not to breaking down lyrics in front of 3,000 people, right? When during the whole Drake versus Kendrick thing, and I'm breaking down, I think this was a double entendre, and it's like, what is that? And I'm explaining these things, and I'm like, people forget the hypnosis and even like the dark years that we experienced for those who weren't involved in the whole, like Screwface. You somebody who you kept it going no matter what, but there was a dark period of time where that didn't always do numbers, talking about this high level lyricism, and then just having just intelligent conversations about culture that wasn't just about rumors. It started breaking my heart, Moxie, when I started seeing my favorite hip hop websites have a gossip section. Right. And this is years in the making, but I'm like, they had to keep up with everything going on because the audience seemed to have shifted. What are kind of your thoughts about, the things that we've been discussing, as well as, I guess a bit of that shift as well?
Well, I think, before I started the YouTube page, I visualized myself having 100,000 subs. I ain't got there yet, but that's what I visualized. And with that, I kind of surmised the problems that will come with it. And man, it's like double, triple what I presumed. I'm going to say a big part of this is YouTube has not really figured out the whole copyright claim system yet. Like about a year ago, any of my subs on here, they know I probably got struck by TD Jakes maybe 10, 11 times.
Wait, what?
TDJ.
Wait, hold on,
Yeah.
you gotta rewind that.
You've been copyright stricken.
Yeah, Swallowed Up. He struck me for Swallowed Up. This is stuff I don't know why he chose me, because there's other pages that was using this stuff that he didn't try to strike. And I mean, I cussed and complained about it with Team YouTube on Twitter. They didn't do anything. It was like clearly they were the copyright claim system. They were clearly abusing it. Like one time, I didn't even know you can do this. They struck one of my videos because they said I used their copyright picture for the thumbnail, and they struck it for that. Now I beat every single strike. I'm like 11-0 on these whole strike claims. But what it did is
teach me. I be losing them all the time. I get an email from YouTube. I'm like, I lost that.
No, I challenge every single one. I haven't lost it yet. But see, this is what the thing it does though. Even if you beat it, it slows the momentum down. So it's like you'll pay, and it's like TD Jakes, he knew exactly what he was doing, and you know he has a huge YouTube page, so they didn't want to do any. It was literally his page striking me.
Digital holy water. Threw that digital holy water on you.
What year are we in? What is this universe we in, Screw? What is this? Because Screw cracking up over here. TD Jakes. I was not expecting that name. You could have gave me 20 choices. I would have not guessed that in the first 20.
Now people are claiming that it's a super fan of his and not him, but
yeah, man, it's an interesting time where it's like you don't know who's on the receiving end of this information. I mean, you know, I won't go into details because me and his brothers have had many conversations. I'm getting ready to do a reaction video about some comments that Lupe Fiasco made about, you know, the whole. It was a related situation to the whole battle, and then this brother shows up in the live stream, and I said, oh. So we all have the same internet, huh? That's a thing. So respectfully, I say that to say, like, we don't know, no matter what those views are doing, no matter what we think they should be doing, we don't know. Like, this reaches people, and you know, rich folks ain't got a different internet. They got the same internet as us. The algorithm's being served up in a very similar way, especially if they've consumed one video over one video. So it surprises me, but it doesn't surprise me to hear that happen. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.